Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruach. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. And in this video, I'm going to be speaking about this article and how the FBI are starting to move in more with their draconian laws, because they have this document out that states that like websites or various internet subcultures like Discord channels, when people are using certain phrases and terms like based or red pill, they're associating that with extremism. And us in this ministry, we know how this is going to affect us, because this is Esau coming down with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. He's going to do anything and everything to put it in the books to make it look like he's doing the right thing by ostracizing certain people. And in this case, it's like a broad statement where he's saying that these people are extremists because they say based or red pill, but they're associating the people who utilize those phrases to people that are similar in our situation, because we uphold the scriptures and we actually practice them. And not everybody who says based or red pilled is in this ministry and pushing this work, but they also have this vibration that certain things in this current society aren't right, and so that's where we are met with similarities. But Esau is going to use this so that he can get forward in his draconian laws, so that he's able to persecute us. He's going to be able to pretty much come up to us and say, well, just because you guys got these I'll read this from this article, because we got these certain beliefs that we're tied to, that he's not going to he's not going to let us just get by. He's actually going to put us in a situation and categorize us, and he might put us in some of those camps that they have built for certain people, because of their beliefs and their view system. And then also too, like if you've been keeping up with the news, you got a lot of like paperwork being leaked. Like there's a leak pretty much. Now people already know this, that the government is spying on various countries, but a person actually leaked confidential documents. I think this is a video clip of it. Well, see, in this article it says that a stunning leak arrest spotlights major ongoing U.S. intelligent vulnerabilities. And I guess there was a person who he leaked it from the inside, a bunch of articles and information and intel going into how they're actually doing these things behind closed doors. And then with this right here, this is just another step for them to start coming down with great wrath. And so I'm just gonna scroll down to get to the point of why when they're saying these broad statements, they're really also targeting us in this ministry. So right here it says the FBI list for terms associated with racially or ethically motivated violent extremism, RMVE, has a mix of extreme terms and innocuous ones. Red pill also appeared in the list, but with a different description. In the context of RMVE ideology, taking the red pill or becoming red-pilled indicates the adoption of racist, anti-Semitic, or fascist beliefs. And then based is defined by the FBI as a word used to refer to someone who has been converted to racist ideology, or as a way of indicating ideological agreement. In regular parlance, base is a context-specific word coined by rapper Lil B that can mean, as Know Your Meme describes, anything ranging from something that is agreeable or cool to something considered anti-woke. So like in this paragraph, they're saying that if you say something ain't right in the society, or I should say like this, of something's wrong with the society, and people agree that something's wrong with that, then they're considered base. But here at Great Millstone and to other various street preachers, we speak about how this place is full of decadence. This place is literally the land of confusion. And the people in the society, they love darkness and they hate light. So when we're out there, we're pretty much risking our lives because we're taking a stand for righteousness, and the FBI would consider that a base thing to do, because we're actually reading the scriptures and we're prophesying against Mount Seir, lining the things up that what's happening in the societies, what's happening in Sodom, and what's happening in spiritual Egypt, because this place is the land of our captivity. And one thing that separates us from everybody else, because they could label us and try to put us in a category or anything. The thing is you can't categorize or put Yahweh Bashim Shai in a box. It's the spirit that is making us do these things and speak these things. And when we're speaking these things, they're moved with fear because they know that what we're saying is because of the prophecies. Like Havoka Malone, he's not worried about those Israelites that are in Des Moines, because they're not a spiritual threat, like how Apostle Tahar was saying. These people, like these governments, alphabet agendas, or alphabet groups, I should say, they're only really targeting people who pose some sort of threat, and we don't physically pose a threat. We trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai. We don't have bows and weapons like that, but because we trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, we're a threat to this society that upholds wickedness and it is completely contrary to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So even though we're just speaking these things, we're a threat to them. And then I want to read this in Ephesians 6 verse 12, and it reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And that's who we're up against. Esau, Edom, in their councils, they're pretty much trying to push this agenda, where the end game is they're going to have everybody have that MOTB. But or I should say, we're moved by the Spirit to speak about this thing and His plan, so that the remnant don't get that MOTB, and that's a fork in His or that's a snare in His plan. And that pretty much the fact that we're out there preaching against that, and only because we're we're speaking to the elect. We don't care about the rest of the world. It's going to throw off their whole plan, because this is the plan of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that everyone else is going to do whatever, but the remnants are going to actually adhere to this word and receive this message, and that's all it takes. See, Esau could try to do whatever he wants, but ultimately everything is going according to the scriptures. The elect are going to receive this, and then the four winds are going to come down and destroy this place, while the ones who did receive this, they're going to be delivered when all this is said and done. So like it's one thing you have to understand, that we're out there, we're prophesying unto the wind. It's a notable thing to see the Akim who are at various places on the earth in various states, when they're just there by themselves, but they're still pushing this work because they're moved with fear. They're not trying to be seen in the sight of men, because the commandment and the job is to preach this word in season and out of season, even if there's nobody around trying to listen. Sometimes that's actually a better thing, because here in San Francisco, all we deal with is a bunch of drug addicts, bug outs, people who aren't going to receive the message, because Lord willing, the elect is already sealed, and the message that we were sent to go out to push has already been received. And so that's why we're not worried about everybody getting this message. So the FBI can do whatever. They could demonize us however they want. This message has already gone out, and any type of how you say, any type of hindrance they'll try to do to this ministry is only going to cause a Streisand effect and push this word even further. You can't do nothing against this truth, but for the truth. And so I want to read this in 1 Corinthians 2 verse 14. It says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." So we're not worried about the natural man, because we deal with those in a majority of the times. It's very rare that we actually get a person who actually is sincere. They come to the camp with their notebook, or sometimes they might just be of the 1/3, where they're just going to be delivered because they believe, and it's not their lot to be a prophet, but to give alms instead, or anything in this ministry, they'll do so they can help this ministry be pushed forward. And verse 15 it says, "But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man." So when they push out these articles and they got all these leaks coming out, whatever, which it's very hard to say what's true or not at these times, especially with that AI imagery, being rampant. But the spiritual man is going to judge all these things. We know and understand that this article that was posted here, where they're saying that people who say based, red pilled, and let me see some of the other looks maxing. Let me find like right here, saying Chad, puts you on this list. It's just a bunch of things, but really, they're just being they're being deceptive because all these things are really targeting us in this ministry, or like people who who listen to them Andrew Tate's or Fresh and Fit videos, because pretty much a lot of like the good things from like those people who say those certain things, the only good thing that they really push out is that a lot of their beliefs and ideologies come from the scriptures, and you get that 100% at Great Millstone. We show you the homework too. We show you the math work. We show you how we get to those conclusions. So all these other people pretty much just kind of just pushing that vibration out. But here at Great Millstone, we'll tell you why we're pushing that vibration out. But the natural man is not going to receive these things. But he that is spiritual judges all things. So when they're saying like certain keywords that the brothers don't really say based or red pilled, but we understand where they're coming from when this lingo is being said. Yeah, so we judge these things, and we know very well that this thing is just another step forward for them to persecute the prophets. So it says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Hamashiach. And that's why we have that mindset of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Our minds are single, and we're focused on seeing this place be destroyed, not destroying this place particularly, but speaking it into existence. This word is going to be the thing that smashes this place like a hammer. It's all through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the message that we're speaking. And there's going to come a time where, because all these articles are going to come out and news things, more fake flags, more scenarios, more things going to happen in the news, that it's going to come a time where this prophecy in Amos 8 is going to be fulfilled. We're not going to be able to go out there and teach, because even though some of us don't really say based or red pilled, we're coming in the vibration of what they think a base or a red pilled person would be saying. You could have never typed that or text messaged it or even said it out loud, but just because you're coming in that vibration, we're going to be we're having a target on our backs, and that's why we actually teach and speak about the time frame about this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. With all thy getting, get understanding. So right now, this is that grace period, and you shouldn't take this for granted. So this is in Amos 8, and I'll start at verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." And that's what was speaking about, those natural men who don't receive this message. Because we're out there week in and week out, and we do all these videos. There's literally no excuse for these people not to get on board, except for the fact that they're just part of the 2/3. That's something you have to understand. And then I'm going to read just a little bit from Matthew 25. It's going into the parable of the bridegrooms. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. And you want to be those that were wise and were being prepared for the wedding, being prepared for what's to come. We're on our watch. We're not going to be like as those who are sleeping. So this is in Matthew 25 verse 1. It says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, and that oil represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. So there's a separation of who's actually, being ready for this wedding or not. You're being lukewarm. You're being lazy. The Lord doesn't want a bride who's not like looking forward and hastening to that actual wedding day. You're going to be sifted out. And this is in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 4. It says, But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. So we're not in darkness because we're looking forward and hastening this. That's why we're actually doing these videos, because we know and understand that there's going to come a time such as never was as before. And the scriptures speak about, it's called Jacob's trouble. And the only thing that's going to protect you in those times is this wisdom and knowledge, that oil. And the last precept I'm going to read is in Isaiah 33 verse 6. It reads, And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So with that, I'd like to give all honor and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash, Shalom Akim.